Today, I want to analyze a joke from Bogdan Lisevskiy about learning English with Duolingo. This guy's very famous for his dry character style interviews. Most people either love or hate his dry humor. I find it funny. And if you want to quickly learn a lot of Russian words, check the link in the description. There you can also find all the words that he's going to be using in his set today, in his joke. So let's just get started.
Duolingo еще этот ебучий.
Duolingo еще этот ебучий. Duolingo, that's obvious. Еще этот ебучий. Don't say the word ебучий. It kind of means like it comes from ебать, and that is to have sex. And ебучий is a swear word. And it can be translated as damn. Duolingo еще can be translated as, and there's also this also. Еще is usually like still, yet, but it can also mean like there's also. There's also Duolingo, this damn Duolingo.
Я только пожалел о том дне, когда скачал его.
Я только пожалел о том дне, когда скачал его. This is a pretty straightforward phrase. Я только, I only, пожалел, regret, о том дне, about that day, when I downloaded it, когда скачал его. Interesting here is that, like in English, you need to say, I regret about the day when I downloaded it. So you need to like repeat I. But in Russian, you can leave out. You can say, it's already obvious, like he's speaking about himself. Я пожалел о том дне, когда скачал его.
Он мне не помогает.
Он мне не помогает. Also very straightforward phrase. Он мне не помогает. He to me not helping. Помогает is the imperfective verb помогать. And the perfective verb will be помочь.
Он меня в депрессию вводит.
Он меня в депрессию вводит. Another relatively straightforward phrase because it means like he, me, in depression, leads into, or a better colloquial version would be he makes me depressed, it makes me depressed, because Duolingo is, in Russian we have this a he, but you know, in the translation it makes more sense to use as an it.
Каждое утро приходит оповещение от Duolingo.
Каждое утро приходит оповещение от Duolingo. Каждое утро, every morning, приходит is coming, and приходит means like it's coming like regularly, because it says каждое утро. If you were to say like today is coming, you would say сегодня утром придет, will coming, today morning will come, придет, because you have идти and ходить. But if it's like every morning, you say ходить, приходит. Оповещение means like notification. A more common word for notification would be уведомление. I don't know why you use оповещение. Here, usually I would use уведомление. От Duolingo, from Duolingo. Usually if you use the word от, you then also change the ending of the word after to turn it into the genitive case. But since Duolingo is a name from another language, from English basically, then it doesn't change. So you wouldn't say at Duolinga, which you would expect if it would be like a Russian name.
Богдан, вы уже 4000 дней не занимались английским.
Богдан, вы уже 4000 дней не занимались английским. Богдан, his name, вы уже, you already, 4000 дней, 4000 days, не занимались английским. Didn't study English. Now, заниматься is like to be busy with, and заниматься here can be like, the literal translation is to be busy with, but uses like to do, to study, to engage. And the noun that you are engaging in needs to be in the instrumental case, or the adjective here. Английский turns into английским.
Позанимаемся минутку.
Позанимаемся минутку. Here we take the same заниматься, but we put it in like the we form, занимаемся, and we add по as a prefix. Now, usually if you add по to a verb, it turns it perfective, and it also gives it the implication of the connotation of to do it for a little bit. Like заниматься английским is like to study English, and позаниматься английским means like to have a study session of English. And also позанимаемся, if you do like по, the perfective, and then in the we form, we indicating like занимаемся. It can also be translated as let's study. And then минутку means like for a minute. If you say одна минутка, 1 minute, it's like feminine gender. But if you want to say like for a minute, it turns into accusative, and that's all you need to do. Just like позанимаемся минутку, let's study for a minute.
Вы в самой низшей лиге.
Вы и в самой низшей лиге. You are in the lowest league. And here he makes a grammatical mistake. Because there are two ways of forming the superlative in Russian, like in the lowest that we're talking about here. For example, if you have to say low league, you would say низкая лига. And there are two ways to turn it into the lowest league. Either you turn it into низшая лига, this shaya ending indicates already lowest. You need to say низшая лига, or you say самая низкая лига. Самая is most, and низкая is low league. So the most low league. But here he uses both variants, самая низшая лига. But then in the prepositional case here. And this is more like colloquial. If you really want to emphasize those, so it's common to say this. You can say this, but it is grammatically incorrect. So that's good to know. You are in the lowest league.
Там только вы и Юлия Леонидовна.
Там только вы и Юлия Леонидовна. There is only you and Yulia Leonidovna. This is a callback joke about his English teacher, who apparently is so bad at English that he's also in the lowest league in Duolingo.
Я потратил на Duolingo 12 тысяч рублей.
Я потратил на Duolingo 12 тысяч рублей. I spent на Duolingo, on Duolingo, 12 тысяч рублей, 12,000 rubles. And 12 тысяч рублей, this is the equivalent. I was just kind of like divided by 100 to get to the amount of euros, and that is approximately the same as the amount of dollars. So that would be 120 euros or dollars that he spent on Duolingo. And interesting here is before we had like 4000 дней, 4,000, and here we have 12 тысяч. So 1,000, if you say 1,000, 2, 3, 4 тысячи, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and further on, тысяч. And this is because if it's like 2, 3, 4, then it puts in the genitive singular case. And if it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and everything more, then it gets put in the genitive plural case. This is something that my course Conversation Unlocked dives deeper into.
Я его скачал на пандемии.
Я его скачал на пандемии. Again, я его скачал, we spoke about this before. I downloaded it на пандемии, on the pandemic, or during the pandemic.
И сразу взял себе безлимит на год за 6 тысяч.
И сразу взял себе безлимит на год за 6 тысяч. И сразу, I really like the word сразу, just the way it sounds like сразу. It means immediately. And I like to say it a lot. Whenever you're having a story or something, you want to indicate like something's happening immediately or quickly or suddenly. И сразу. And I just like the way it sounds. И сразу. And immediately взял себе. Взять is to take. Взял себе is to take for myself, for yourself. So I got myself. Безлимит, like без means without. Limit is like limit. So it's like unlimited. Безлимит. На год, for a year. За 6 тысяч. So for 6,000.
Ну, чтобы можно было бесконечно ошибаться, бесконечные сердечки.
Ну, чтобы можно было бесконечно ошибаться, бесконечные сердечки. Here's interesting. Ну, it means like wow, it's like an interjection word. Wow, ну. Чтобы можно было. Here you use чтобы. Whenever you use чтобы, the next verb should be in the past tense. Чтобы можно было. So that it was possible. Бесконечно ошибаться means like endlessly to make mistakes. Бесконечные сердечки. Endless hearts. And if you say, if an word ends in o like this, there's like бесконечно and бесконечные. It's a difference between an adverb, so basically endlessly making mistakes, and an adjective, endless hearts.
Но бесконечно я ошибался, что думал, что этой хуйней буду заниматься год.
Ну и бесконечно я ошибался, что думал, что этой хуйней буду заниматься год. Ну и бесконечно я ошибался, and endlessly I was making a mistake. Что думал, that I thought. Again, it leaves out the я, that I thought. Что буду заниматься, I will be studying год, for a year, этой хуйней. Этой хуйней, comes from like хуй means penis, and этой хуйней means this nonsense. And then he's referring to Duolingo, which I cannot say that I disagree with.
Потому что на следующий день я прекратил занятия в английском.
Потому что на следующий день я прекратил занятия в английском. Потому что, because на следующий день, the next day, я прекратил, I stopped, I quit, занятия, the practice, занятия, the practice, the busy, it's again from the word занят, заниматься, it all comes like, Russian has a lot of like stems from verb that all kind of mean the same thing. Заниматься is to be busy with, and занятие is more like the noun of that thing. И я занят means I'm busy, and занятие means like the practice or the busyness of doing something. Занятие в английском in English.
Через год у меня снялось еще 6 тысяч рублей.
Через год у меня снялось еще 6 тысяч рублей. Через год, like in a year or literally through a year, у меня, with me, снялось, was taken, еще 6 тысяч рублей. Was taken another 6,000 rubles.
Потому что я забыл отменить подписку.
Потому что я забыл отменить подписку. Very straightforward phrase. Потому что, because я забыл, I forgot, отменить подписку. Отменить is to cancel подписку, subscription, because I forgot to cancel my subscription. And отменить uses then the accusative case, otherwise it would be подписка. Подписка, now you say подписку. Отменить подписку.
Я звоню в банк.
Я звоню в банк. I call the bank. Я звоню в банк. I call to the bank, basically.
Говорю, блокируйте счета.
Говорю, блокируйте счета. Говорю, I speak. What I said before, you can leave out the я, because говорю is always I speak. Говорю, I say. Блокируйте счета. Блокировать is to block, and this is the imperative, like the command version, formal command version. Block the accounts. Счета, block the accounts. If you wanted to say to one person, block the account, and you know this person well, you say, блокируй счета. But to the bank, like, you know, Russian is more formal than English. English doesn't even have this distinction. But in Russian, it's better if people you don't really know well are calling like to the bank or to another instant to use the formal version by adding ться to the end. Just like you say, видишь or видите.
Меня грабят, откуда-то 6 тысяч снято.
Меня ограбят откуда-то. 6 тысяч сняли. Меня ограбят means like me is me they are robbing, or I'm being robbed. This is another construction that you see more often. Like, for example, if you want to say my name is, or I am called, literally, меня зовут. Me, they are calling, but it's also like I'm called. This is a construction that you can translate like this to make it a little bit more easier to a little bit more colloquial with the English translation. Откуда-то, from somewhere. Откуда means from where, and откуда-то is like from somewhere. 6 тысяч сняли, again, 6,000 сняли, they took. And снялось was is taken, and сняли, they took.
Говорят, кто?
Они говорят, кто? Or first it says, говорит, кто? Here, it's interesting, quickly wanted to mention that if you make a mistake, like with the verbs or with like a case ending, often when Russian native speakers speak quickly, they also kind of like, you know, make mistakes. He says here, говорит, and говорит, говорят, кто? So it's okay to make mistakes. Don't really worry about that, because in the end, the main thing is that you say the word, like говорит or говорят, like people understand that the bank is saying something to him. Они говорят, they say, кто? Кто means like the question, who?
Я говорю, сова.
Я говорю, сова. I'm saying an owl, because the owl from Duolingo, сова.
Они говорят, все, бросили трубку.
Они говорят, все, бросили трубку. Они говорят, they're saying, все, everything, or in this case, like, that's all, or a colloquial translation would be, that's it. И бросили трубку. Бросить is to throw, and if you, трубка, труба is from like pipe, line, things you got in your house, and трубка is more like the line of the telephone, and бросили трубку means like they threw the line, or they hung up. And that was the entire thing. I hope you enjoyed it. The full link to the full contract, like half an hour, is in the description. Only downside is that there are no English subtitles. It's only online for a short period of time. So maybe if Bogdan is watching this, it would be fun if you add English subtitles, because then more people from that don't speak Russian well can also enjoy your jokes. So that's it. Спасибо вам большое за просмотр и пока.